Hey, how you doing, people? Tony Moore from Limitless Comics giving you a big hello. I hope everyone can hear me good. Checking the mic out. Make sure the mic is good. 1 2 1 2. Check a mic a checker 1 2. Check a mic a checker 1 2. All right, that looks good enough. Hi, my name is Anthony Moore, the owner and creator of Limitless Comics, and I said to myself, starting last week, I'm going to start doing more YouTube videos to my Limitless Comics TV. I feel I haven't been doing as much because I've been so focused doing other things. And a gentleman named Gary was telling me, hey, you got to start getting your videos out there. And, people are going to start watching. Some people are not. Eventually, they'll start seeing you on and they'll get curious and they'll start saying, what the hell is this guy talking about? Let me get on and see what he's talking about. So I said, okay, I'm going to start doing more. So here I am doing more. Mic going on right now for Solo 88 Weapons and Armory by Mr. Wyrie Wong and The Youngins book number 1 by Mr. Wazif. And I'm very excited about it. There are such pros and cons about doing crowdfundings. I'm very excited to have an awesome team I'm working with, and we're putting out some. The only thing is, the competition is fierce out there. The competition, um, it's so vast. I can't I can't even wrap my mind around it. It's thousands and countless thousands of independent comic book companies or creators out there, and not only that, there are thousands more coming every month. Everybody wants to create a comic book. If you look on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, I don't know, Snapchat, whatever, LinkedIn, you'll see people saying, hey, I decided to write a story and now I'm looking for some artists. I want to create a company. I do this and do that. Or, I had a gentleman about 5 days ago message me. Now, I'm a nice guy. I talk to people all the time. They message me. This guy messaged me. He was from India, and he told me, hey, I seen your stuff. I want to know, how do I go by getting my story published and getting a team? And he said, yeah, it's a great story, and I really want a team. How you do it? I spent about 20 minutes talking to him, and then he would ask me a lot more questions. I said, well, you know what? Let me hear a little bit of the story. And well, how do I know you won't take the story and use it yourself? I said, well, obviously you haven't been following Limitless Comics. I'm probably one of the coolest writers and smoothest writers out there. Anything that you have, I probably already written about or don't want to write about, or it's already been done. A majority of the people who say that they starting to write a story and now they're looking for a team, a majority of them either are really newbies. They're really out here. They just seen a couple of Iron Man, Black Panther, Thors. Maybe they started collecting comic books 2 years ago. And independent comic books really looks like a very fast way to make money, a very easy way to make money. And because they see so many other people doing it, or they see the big people doing it, selling. I know a lot of people who message about EVS from Comicsgate, and they said, "Man, this guy made $1 million, man." Or they talk about the gentleman from Coffin Comics, the Lady Death guy, and I think it's Jeff Peludo. I'm not mistaken. I hope that's the name. I hope I'm not killing his name. And they go, man, this guy just made 80,000, 100,000, 200,000. Man, I can do this, man. I know stories. I can write stories. Writing comic books it's a whole different ballpark from writing a story, like, say, about your life. When you're creating a comic book story, you have to remember it's just not a character. You are creating a character. You are creating the surroundings. You're creating the villains. You're creating the pedestrian. You're creating a plot, an origin. You're trying to bring this character to life. And you have to persuade us, the readers, the purchasers, the collectors, that this is a real scenario. This is a real character. His history has been played out, his is being seen, foretold in front of us. You have to bring us into your comic book, into the world of your character. And I'm going to tell you, people, it's not easy. I mean, some people might be blessed and get away with it with the first issue. And then by the second issue, they probably still hanging in there. Some people by the third, I've collected some independent comic books, and I've seen people get the characters' names confused, or what the character's role was in the book, or the dates wrong. They were talking about the new millennium, and then now they're talking about the year 1990 something. I've I've even seen one comic book when the guy was with his parents asking his mother what should he do because he's a superhero, and the next issue or two, he's talking to his friends about the death of his mother and how it made him become a superhero. And he was just talking to his mother like the first issue. It's really crazy, people. It's really, really hard to create comic books. People think it's so easy, and it's nothing better than you want to stay home, sit home, smoke a cigarette, drink a beer, watch your thing, play your video game, write a story for 30 minutes, get it printed, get the book out, make money so you can buy more video game, more beer, more cigarettes, more, weed or whatever you smoke, whatever you do, and just enjoy and say, hey, man, I got a real job, man. I create comic books, man. I stay home, man. I don't do nothing. Creating comic books is a quick way, especially for people who don't want to work for people. You don't want to work for a company. You don't want to work 9 to 5. You can make your own hours. It's really, really. The good thing about that is that you don't have a boss. You don't have a boss. You are the boss, pretty much, of your company. But with creating comic books, you have to have 3 basic skills. You have to have a knowledge of comic books, first of all, and story and writing. And you have to have some type of marketing. I'm going to say marketing. You have to be consumer friendly. You have to have marketing. You have to know how to talk. You have to know how to converse with people and conversate and talk with them, market your book. You have to know how to do that. Yes, I know that there are some people who don't talk much and their books are selling 8, 9, 10, 12,000 copies. Yes, that's true. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, either they got a dynamite artist. 2, they built up a crazy fan base, or they have themselves surrounded by a lot of people who have money, who love comic books and just want to support them in general. I had about 5 people when I was working at my job, and I would never forget one nice gentleman I work with. I told him about my crowdfunding. He never knew about crowdfunding. He's never collected comic books, no crowdfunding or anything. And he said, hey, T, what's going on? I said, well, I got my crowdfunding going up. I'm up to $500. I'm excited. He said, so what's the crowdfunding? What's going on? I said, well, and I explained it to him. The crowdfunding basically is not to get rich off of. Very few people will get rich off of a crowdfunding. The other people will just, you have to look. First of all, people, you have to look. When people make $6,000, $7,000 off of a Kickstarters or Indiegogo or any other crowdfunding platform, you have to look at the number of people. How many people pledge, the pledges. When you have $6,000, $7,000 and you have 240 pledgers who purchase, you have to remember that's 240 people, one, that you're going to have to send packages out to. And no package is going to cost under $4. So you have 240 people times, let's just round it off, $5. That's 5 times 240 right there, right out the bank. Now, most more is going to definitely cost about $8, $9 to send a package. I know that you add that on when you're doing your pledging and stuff like that. You're creating your tiers, but let me tell you, it's a whole different ballpark when you go to the post office. So you have to think about it like that and factor it in. You're spending about almost $900, $800, $900 on shipping out things. It's a lot of money. And then you have to think about that's all the material you're going to have to get printed. So now you're talking about maybe anywhere between $800 to $1,200 on the books. It depends on if you got pinups, trading cards, variant covers, foil covers, blank covers, sketch, whatever. So now, right now, you're almost pretty much already in $2,000 in the hole already. Then you have to pay for the shipping. And now the labor comes in where you're going to have to put everything together. You're going to have some people saying, oh, I didn't get this book. You're going to forget to put some things in. You might have to, out of all your shipping, you might have about 1%, not even less than 1%, that either didn't get their books, something happened. You're going to have to, resend it out to them. It's really a lot of work, people. And then now you have to pay your artist. You're going to have to pay your letterer. You're going to have to pay colorist, artist if you don't have one, or your writer. Unless you are all well-rounded person, can do everything yourself, you're going to have to pay somebody. And right now you're pretty much talking about almost $2,200 right there, and it's you know or more that you're going to have to actually pay. So when you see somebody making $6,000 and $5,000, if they're making $5,000 and they have 30 people who back them, 30 backers, that's great. But if you make $4,000 and you have 250 backers, that really cuts into the cost. So you don't get rich really off of crowdfunding. You really don't. Crowdfunding are really tough. And once again, if you're ever checking out someone's crowdfunding, you say, oh my God, that guy just made $10,000. Go a little bit more to the right and check out the backers. You'll be surprised. And a lot of people always say, oh man, I'm trying to reach 200 backers. Before the end of this week, I want 200 backers. I'm saying to myself, I just want the money to go up. I'm the backers. If I could get everyone to go for the higher tiers, if I could get everyone to go for the $100 tiers, I'll be excited. But unfortunately, you got some that just get the $8 book, the $12 book, the $13 book, this book, that book, maybe 2 books. It's just more and more and more. Now you have all this stuff shipped to your house. And now you have to divide it. You have to count it. You have to package it. You have to see who's got this. You have to write it out, label it out, bring it to the post office. Constant trips. It's a lot of work, people. It's not easy being a comic book creator. And anyone tell you it is, they're a damn fool. They're a damn liar. Or once again, maybe they're very, very, they have people who can come and help them. I'm not sure, but I know the guy who does the Lady Death. He has a whole squad. If you look when he does his video, he's inside like this. It looks like a basement or a storefront, and he has like 15 people in there. And I know when the books come in, and they just put stuff together, laughing, talking, joking, and they get things done. But when you and your artist is in, let's say your artist is in Canada, your colorist is in Malaysia, your letterer is like 5 states away. It's just and you're the writer. You can't send some of the stuff to the penciler, the inker, the letterer. It all needs to come to you. And you are responsible for getting everything together, everything packaged correctly. And you have to remember, you're going to have some haters. You're going to have some people who are going to say, oh, this wasn't packaged right, or I didn't like this, or this is the best you did, or you should have sent it this way. And people are very fickle about their comic books, and they're going to get upset if you don't send them the right way. So you have to make sure everything is packaged. And now you're going to have to get all the packing material and everything. Being a comic book creator and owner of a company is one of the hardest things to do. Do not ever, if anyone tell you, oh man, it's easy, man, I make it happen, man, no problem. I'm making like $15,000, man, per book. It's stress free. No, they're not really stress free. They just don't want to show their true colors. But I've been doing this I've been doing this since 2016. And it's really, 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 really difficult. I hate doing crowdfundings because another reason I hate doing crowdfunding, when you do them, people disappear. The people who say, oh man, this is great, I can't wait to get this book, I want to get this book, they disappear on you. They leave. I have about 23 backers so far. And last week, I remember I talked to about 40 people and they said, yo, I got you. As soon as it starts, send me the link. No problem. You have to worry about that. So that's going to play a role on you mentally and also physically. I'm going to say spiritually too, because it's going to break your spirit because the thing is, you're going to see that person online and you're going to be like, I know that they've seen the link. They didn't even give you a courtesy. They didn't even give you a courtesy message and go, hey man, I seen your thing, man. I have to buy some Pampers for my baby girl, or my dog needs some food. But I seen your link. I'm gonna get you next week. Cause you have 19 days left. I'm gonna take care of you. Like they don't. They just they see it right by. They don't care. What? And it can hurt you. That can really hurt you. So that's another thing. And also, when you're an independent comic book creator, you're going to have about every comic book creator knows about 5 to 10 people minimum who create comic books. Now, if they purchase your books, now you're obligated. You are pretty much obligated to purchase their book. Because if you don't purchase their book, it's going to get all out on social media. I just spent $30 on that guy's book. Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I got a book out. He didn't even get me anything. He didn't even support me. He didn't even back me. And then it happens. Oh, he thinks he's too good, and he's not. So that's another hard thing. I don't know how much I'm on right now to my crowdfunding. Last time I checked, it was $900 and something. I try not to look too, people. That's another thing. Do not be looking at your crowdfunder every 15 and 20 minutes because that will really bring that stress on you too as well. When you reach your goal, the crowdfunding place is going to message you and say, congratulations, you hit your goal. You don't have to worry. They always say, a watch pot never boils. You've heard it before, and it's true. I remember on my first 2 crowdfundings, I watch every 15 minutes. I refresh. I just wanted to see, please. Didn't work. So, this crowdfunding here, I was talking with my, I'm going to talk again with my team. I'm hoping one day that the comic books get good, well enough that I can probably join a bigger company and keep the name Limitless Comics like under Image Comics. So Image Comics, you have to have your whole team, your artist, writer, and you have them all. They have a bigger marketing table. They have a bigger, more branded out marketing table. Therefore, they're in Preview or Diamond or whatever, and a lot of comic book companies know Image and support Image. There's a couple of other independent comic book companies out there too that you can have your creative rights and everything, but they do take a bulk of the load off of you. Although you have to have that team that is going to constantly keep bringing out books. They're going to constantly keep creating books for you. The problem is sometimes when you're doing an independent comic book, I've had some artists really slack. I mean, really completely slack. Oh man, I had something to do. Oh man, the power went out in my house. Oh man, I wasn't feeling good. Oh, I ran out of material. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't feel I couldn't. I didn't have the vision to draw. So now that's delaying your book from getting done if you don't do the drawing, uh, or the colorist, or the letterer. It goes for everyone, and that can really. So you got to be very careful if you're working for a company because the company says, "When are you going to put this book out?" And you're pretty much signing that this book is going to be out like that. You know, I myself was thinking, if I get tired of doing this crowdfunding thing, because I've been putting out books since 2017, and I make a certain amount all the time on my comic books. I make anywhere between 28 to 3,200. About 2,500 after they take their money out. 2,500 to close to about 2,900. That's pretty much all I make. Um, Now, this one, I'm putting out two comic books: Solo 88 Weapons and Armory by Wiry Wong and The Youngins by Mr. Wazif. And I have for 1,500, which actually that's the lowest I had, but I'm actually going to make about $2,000. Um, if this one is pretty much at the same level, I'm going to have to really, really sit down and talk with the team and talk with some people, and see what's going to go on and what's going to happen, because I believe I have some of the most amazing characters and storylines and artists and creators and writers. Um, Very original what we have, and some people can compete with us, and there's a few that definitely can't compete with us. And when I see them put out their book number 2, book number 3, book whatever like that, I see that their rewards getting higher. I mean, their backers are getting higher. What they're raising, the money is getting a lot higher too. And we're still at stagnant at that level. Although I can get a lot done, people. I don't. Let me tell you, $3,000, I can get the world done with $3,000. 2,500 still absolutely positively great. I can do that with more to boot, get some extra variants and all that stuff like that. But for the type and quality of books that I believe Limitless Comic put out, and the type of quality of art, storyline, and the Limitless Comic family, I feel that I don't think that we're not getting on the popular train, the indie popular train. I feel that I don't know. I mean, I know I've got maybe about 1,000 people on my page, my Facebook, and I have 1,500 on my Instagram and like 400 on my Twitter. And I know probably only 1% of them even collect comic books or buy. The rest are just on just to pass the time away. But that's still a significant amount. And I should always have about 100 people purchasing comic books from me. But the average I get is about 60 people. Average I get. And, you know, when this happens and it continues to happen, there's certain roads that you can take. One, you can shut down the Carter. You can shut it down completely. Say no more. I'm not doing it no more. Screw you. I'm going to Burger King. I'm gonna do it my way. Flip the Whoppers, whatever. You can get mad, hateful, and you can stop playing the hateful role and just start crapping on everybody and say your book's not better than me. Get into a fighting war with people. And I say, yeah, I'm better than that sucker. I'm calling out people. Hopefully, it'll be a hype job. Maybe people will take you for that. You'll make a lot of enemies, but then sometimes you will make more money. You'll make more money with that because people love controversy. So, and then there's another one where you can just try to pledge your allegiance to a bigger company and hopefully you can keep your characters, your dignity, and your team together, and you can get on their platform and hopefully make more money there. It's a thing that a lot of independent comic book company or independent comic book creators don't like to do, because whatever happens, you still feel that you're under the heel of a greater mechanism, a greater, you know, um, I don't know. You just, your cause of being your own boss is taken away from you, and it feels like now you are subject to being under someone else's heel, regardless of whether you got creative rights or anything. You're underneath someone, um, and it hurts. I remember I was watching a show with this guy named Nick Cannon, which I don't watch Wiling Out, but Nick Cannon, you guys should know, married to Mariah Carey. He got online and he said something about Jewish people and something like that or whatever, and they canceled him. And now this guy makes millions of dollars a year, and he worked for, and his company, his show is ran by Viacom. And I remember someone said that he's going to have to apologize, publicly apologize. And a lot of the black community is like, don't do it, Nick. You're the man, Nick. We love you, Nick. Don't do it, Nick. Don't sell out, Nick. Go, Nick. Go, Nick. And Nick, he apologized. I don't know if you guys, I don't know what's going on, but I know he did apologize. And I know a lot of people like BET and I forgot the black guy who plays Medea, Tyler Perry, and a couple other people were like, listen, you can come to our channel, and you can have it on there. Oprah Winfrey reached her hand out, say, bring Wildin' Out, bring your talent to me. But I need to stay with Viacom. Now, I remember that they said he's doing the show and he's making millions of dollars a year. Viacom said we're making millions of dollars a day. So basically they're cracking that whip and we get excited. I remember that they said, one guy, I was reading the comments, one guy said that the mansion that he has, the 8-bedroom, this swimming pool, basketball court, his mansion can fit into one of the executive people on Viacom's mansion. His whole mansion can fit inside one of their mansions. That's how much money these people have. And so, I know The Walking Dead was from Image Comics, The Invincible Image Comics, Todd McFarlane Spawn Image Comics. There's a whole bunch of books that were from Image Comics, and they went on to do great things. I was thinking if I ever was to try to approach them or anyone like a bigger company, I would have to have 5 issues of my book completed and then reprint the books out like that. So I would be 5 books up in the game. You understand what I mean? So therefore, I have 5 books out already, so I can start working on the next books. And what I would do then is pretty much make the books like a 10-issue block. So therefore, after that 10 issues, it'll be like a little cliffhanger. I'll sit back and wait, and then do like 2 or 3 issues. And then while they get ready to launch them, I can have the next 4 issues or whatever done. Do it in increments of block, like increments of 10. And it'll be a lot better for you so you don't get pushed. And there's some comic books out by Image Comics and by other companies, people who own them. And they're up, their numbers are high. They're on issue 80, 90, 200, whatever. And the story is lacking. The art is lacking. And I don't know how they still in business. But putting out a book every month just for the financial part of it, without any substance in the book, but people are buying the book simply because they're so used to it being great on issue 1, issue 10, issue 20, issue 30. But now it's the same repetitious stuff. The art is garbage, and people are still purchasing it because of the name, because he's a pretty big name, and he works for the mainstream media. So, but it's going to be hard, and I'm hoping that eventually something will open up, and the clouds will open up, and the indie sun rays will shine on Limitless Comics. But not really giving up or anything. That's never in the question. Never that. It's just gotta find out the right mechanics to this. I'm a hell of a talker, great writer, have an awesome team, great co-partner, co-owner, lovely wife back me, and have some really cool fans. But I just can't get by the 62 pledgers. I can't. And I put out Realms 1, Realms 2, Realms 3, Muffin Man 1, Solo 88 1. Now I'm putting out the Youngins 1 and Wiry Wong Solo 88 Weapons and Armory. That was another book I think I put out too. And I never got past the 65 mark. Never. And right now I'm blocked on Facebook. I can't even post because I post like in 35 groups every day. But now they blocked me maybe for 4 days, so I won't be posting anything for a while. They blocked me. So on that note, people, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I just wanted to make me a little video. Hope you guys liked it. I know 2 people on watching. I don't know who they are. I know one person gave me thumbs up. Obviously, the other person watching is not excited about what I said, so they didn't give me a thumbs up, and I apologize for it. But if you like this, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And I'm going to be on like every 2 days. And as you can see, I'm not going to really be trying to push. Of course, my Kickstarter is out right now with 19 days left. Solo 88 Weapons and Armory. Awesome book. The Youngins, high octane teen comic. It's amazing. It's great. They're awesome. It's on Kickstarters now. You'll see the link on my page. Go there, click it, and purchase that book. All right, I plugged it. But I'm not going to always be plugging that the whole time. I'm not going to have a little banister on there saying blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to do that. I just want to talk and converse. And if anyone have any questions or anything, I'm not the all-knowing of independent comic books, but I do know a lot because I've been around a lot. So if you have any questions, please feel free to stop on by and ask me a question or anything like that. I love to answer it to the best of my ability. If I can't answer it, I'll have Jerry Jones answer it. He knows everything. He's like the man behind the curtain on The Wizard of Oz. Just more hair, slimmer, younger, and a little funnier. On behalf of Mr. Jerry Jones and the rest of the awesome Limitless comic team, my name is Anthony Moore, owner and creator of Limitless Comics, and I thank you so much for stopping by. I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, because right now it's like 2:34 in the morning. I gotta get ready to get to bed, but you take care and have yourself a wonderful morning. Get to work safe, or whatever you're doing, your errands, whatever, be safe. Wear your mask. Social distancing. Try to do more than 6 feet if you can. If anyone's sick, please stay away from them. Wash your hands. Love one another. Love indie comics. Love yourself. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.